Okay, today I'm going to show you how to cook my low and slow eggs because it definitely is an art and a science. So here we go. I do have some bacon in the oven, so I may be popping over to pull that out. So I start by preheating the pan. I have an electric oven and I put it on setting 2 out of about 8. I'm going to take a small knob of butter. You don't need much. You can also use olive oil. This pan's been preheating, so I'm going to throw my knob of butter in here and let it just melt. And I have whipped up 4 eggs until they are frothy. Make sure you whip them very well. You don't want the yellow separating from the white as you are cooking. Just looks kind of yucky. So once our butter is melted, I'm using a rubber spatula. I'm going to take our eggs. You can see how frothy they are. Sometimes if I have a non-dairy milk, I'll put about a tablespoon in, but I didn't happen to have any milk, so you don't need it. I'm not using it. We're gonna pour these in, and we're gonna leave it alone, and we're not gonna season it yet. That's another key. Sometimes seasoning it ahead of time makes the eggs go dark. So we are going to wait. And we're just gonna let them sit there. And I'm gonna check on our bacon. Looking pretty good. And the key here is once we start moving these eggs, we're gonna move from the bottom, and we're gonna just use a gentle motion to move them and flip them. So if you're curious about whether they're cooking yet, you can always take your spatula and run it along the bottom. I'm not getting any cook yet. Very slowly, and see if your eggs are starting to come together. And if not, you can just let them rest here, chill out. And the key to these is getting them cooked through, but still nice and moist and yellow. And I always use pasture-raised eggs because they have a great color to them, and we want to use items where our animals are treated humanely. So I'm running my spatula just very slowly across the bottom. If you've been on the heat for a while and nothing is happening, you can turn it up a hair, but I would not go above a medium-low at the very maximum. It all depends on how your stove works as well. Like I said, I have an electric burner. When I use this burner over here, things heat up really quickly, too quickly. That's why I am using this one. And I'm gonna pause and come back when these start cooking. Okay, we've now had a beautiful time lapse through the miracle of technology, and you can see right here when I just scraped, I'm starting to get my eggs coming together. So I'm just gently going to move the spatula around the edge and across the bottom. And if you've turned up the burner, you can turn it back down for this part because now they've started to cook. And you want to just keep moving your spatula around, cleaning off the bottom. If your pan gets too hot, you can always pick it up, put it on the counter, do this for 30 seconds, let that burner cool down, put it back on. And now we're gonna let it sit again. So once you start having the eggs come together, it's gonna cook a lot faster, but it's still a very slow process. And the more you whip them, frankly, I think the better they taste, but also the longer they take to cook because there's all this froth in there. So here we go. Once they start coming together and are pretty much cooking throughout, you can start actually turning the eggs. So you're getting all sides cooked evenly. If you've got some big clumps, you can use your spatula to break those up. Push your wetter portions to the middle here. And these are coming together nicely. And as you can see, when I'm turning them, they're pretty cooked on the bottom here. So we are in our home stretch, and you can see as I'm turning this, they are very cooked here on the bottom. Just going to break them up, and again, if you think they start cooking too fast toward the end, turn your burner down. I'm okay with this level of cook. If you like them very wet, if you want to spread them on toast, you can take them off right now. Sometimes I do that, but usually I like them cooked a little more through, and this is also the time when you can add your seasoning. I love salt, so I'm going to put some salt on there and then just mix it in. Break up our eggs here. Looking very good. Give them just one more turn. And we are ready to take them off the burner and plate. And here we are, our beautiful low and slow cooked eggs. Enjoy!